What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be watching a brand new Poppy Playtime video that was just uploaded by the developers themselves, covering 10 lost secrets in the game. And it's some pretty crazy stuff. I saw the first one and I stopped right there. I was like, okay, I got to do a video on this because some of the stuff they show is pretty crazy. I'm talking about deleted scenes, deleted locations, like lost locations, and dozens of unused characters and a bunch of other crazy things. This is going to be a fun video, so be sure to watch all the way to the end and have fun with this one. It's going to be a blast. And be sure to subscribe right now if you like Poppy Playtime, because you already know this is a place to be for all that kind of stuff. You definitely want to get subscribed right now. Anyways, let's go ahead and give this a watch and see the 10 lost secrets in Poppy Playtime.
Hey guys, it's Micah, and for Chapter 2's 1-year anniversary, I'm going to reveal to you 10 lost secrets from Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. We'll be discovering everything from deleted scenes, lost locations, to over a dozen unused characters. Keep in mind, this list does contain major spoilers for Chapter 2, so if you haven't played it yet, go play it, and then come back.
Okay, guys, hold on. I gotta pause the video. I gotta go play Chapter 2. I haven't played it yet. I'm just kidding.
You have been warned. Before we start, I want to let you know we're doing a giveaway for 10 copies of Chapter 2. More information on how to win your free copy later in the video. Now, without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. 10 lost secrets. Whoa, look at this. Okay, this screenshot. I don't know if they've shown this before. I'm sure they have, but look at that. It's Poppy, and then in her eyeball, living inside of her eye socket, is Mommy Longlegs. That's kind of cool. It's a cool little screenshot right there. I like that. That might be new, too.
Number 1, Chapter 2's alternate opening. Poppy Playtime fans will remember that Chapter 2 opens with us exploring Elliot Ludwig's office and eventually finding Poppy in a hidden room below. But Chapter 2 didn't always start this way. In a now deleted opening of the chapter, after freeing Poppy from her case,
so you recognize this
immediately.
Oh, wait. Okay, so this is already new. Yeah. By the way, I'm going to be pausing as we watch this and reacting to it. But, yeah, that's right after the end of Chapter 1. Whenever we first run into Poppy, we open the door, and instead of taking us where it usually does, it takes us here.
By the side of Poppy peeking out behind
the door. What the heck?
The sequence continues with you following Poppy as she slinks throughout various hallways.
Oh, that's cool. To, like, be in the back rooms like that and, like, sell these boxes and stuff. It's really cool.
Following Poppy then led you back outside to where Huggy Wuggy fell in Chapter 1.
What
followed was a 10-minute parkour sequence down the catwalks and conveyor belts from Chapter 1.
That's
eventually leading to a power puzzle that activated an elevator, taking you down to the game station to meet your new foe, Mommy Longlegs. Now, you're probably wondering why this never ended up in the game. There were a few reasons this alternate intro was abandoned. The first reason was chasing Poppy was just turning out too funny. The sequence went through 3 major iterations, starting with you straight up chasing Poppy to follow.
Oh, okay, yeah, that would have been hilarious. To see her racing around like that on the ground, yeah, that would have been pretty funny to see.
But that just ended up being way too funny. Version 2 was Poppy peeking out behind doorways and walls, but that was almost even funnier. In the last version, you see Poppy's shadow moving across the floor and walls.
Okay, so a little bit more ominous.
Definitely the creepiest iteration, and it's the one we ended up sticking with for quite a long time. But in the end, it was abandoned.
This area right here is crazy, though. To be like parkouring around in there, I feel like it'd be a little random, but it's still kind of cool. Because as you guys know, I mean, we saw Huggy Wuggy fall all the way down there, so.
For just feeling a little too cheesy.
Cool area.
The second reason was simple. It was too long. You went through a 10-minute parkour sequence and a wild goose chase without really learning or seeing anything interesting. Which leads us to the final reason for the scene's abandonment. Mommy Longlegs had no mention or build-up. To fix these shortcomings, we completely redid the intro sequence. We first added Elliot Ludwig's office to the sequence so you had an interesting location to explore. We then changed following Poppy to Poppy talking to you to make her a relatable character instead of just a cheesy horror doll that you follow around.
Just zooming around the place, just running around at top speed. Yeah, I mean, this makes a lot of sense. The way they chose to do it, it's way better than what they were gonna do for sure.
And we added a scene forcing you to watch Poppy be kidnapped before your eyes.
Yeah, that was
to build up the threat of Mommy Longlegs. And finally, we had you jump down a slide rather than jump down catwalks for 10 minutes. In the end, these changes are why the alternate opening of Chapter 2 never saw the light of day.
Yeah, it speeds up the gameplay. It sped up the gameplay. It made it more like, you know, mainstream, whatever you want to call it. Because I feel like her zooming around would have been weird and jumping around on all those, like, you know, underground, you know, whatever you call them, like the stairs and stuff like that. It just would have felt very strange, I feel like. So yeah, I'm glad they did what they did. It sped things up, and it even adds some more parts for like some lore and stuff like that, which was good. And actually introducing us to Poppy, which I feel like to see her running around like that would have been way more funny than having to actually be able to speak with her and, you know, have some personality to her. So, all right, so what's this next one? Mommy Longlegs.
Longlegs' alternate intro scene. Okay. Mommy's intro scene was one of the hardest things to get right in Chapter 2. The scene went through multiple versions.
What the heck? What? Version 1 is her hanging down like that with like an octagon leg formation right there. And, okay, just kind of throwing ourselves in front of us.
Dialogue and pacing. These alternate versions, while relatively similar to the final,
okay, yeah, that one definitely similar.
Here's the first alternate version.
Oh, this is cool.
Oh my! Hello down there. I wasn't expecting company.
Oh, ooh, wait a minute. They blocked something out. Blank always tells mommy where guests are on their way down.
Always tells mommy when guests are on their way down.
What?
Didn't this time.
Oh, they're blocking out some name.
Always
Could that be the experiment 1006 person?
You're okay.
Unless you're talking about just like Poppy.
Mommy will take care of you.
That's interesting.
Mommy wants to take you somewhere special. It's easy to get lost down here.
Wow, this is cool to
Some
see.
have lost their way and never found it again. But Mommy won't let that happen to you. Mommy always knows where you are.
I wonder how that would have been animated though, because her seeing her hang down like that is pretty funny. And I definitely like the introduction that they chose to go with instead. She's a lot more like in your face.
In this version of the scene, there were a few key elements missing from a storytelling standpoint. 1, Mommy's introduction to the story didn't influence anything about your current objective. 2, the player had no reason to feel threatened by
She's
Mommy
so far
Longlegs
away.
because she had no prior build-up at the time. So we addressed some of these issues in version 2.
Ooh, version 2.
Oh my! Hello down there. I think you lost this. Do you want it back? No, of course not. Though Mommy assumes this is something you want back.
Where'd she bring that out of? Was she just hiding that behind her skull? Where'd she bring Poppy out of?
You two down here was surprising. Always tells Mommy when guests
Yeah, again with that name, that redacted name.
Didn't this time.
That's so interesting. I wonder who that is.
Loves Mommy.
Or who, yeah, who could that be?
Mommy loves to play games. Do you like to play games? How about you play some games with Mommy? Oh, you don't have to. Mommy can just keep little Miss Poppy if you don't want her. But Mommy already knows you love to play. Some have lost
Okay, so
their
she's
way
definitely more
and
like in
never
your
found
face
it
in
again.
this one.
But Mommy won't let that happen to you. Mommy always knows where you are.
Then she goes away.
So this
Alright.
version addressed one of the big issues. Mommy now kidnaps Poppy to give the player a motive to play Mommy's games. But then we realized something. The player doesn't even need Poppy.
Yeah.
Who cares if she's kidnapped? So Mommy showing up still didn't affect your current objective. So here's what we did to solve it. We had Poppy be the only one who knows the train code, so now you need her to escape. We also added that scene where Mommy comes out of nowhere and pulls Poppy down into the abyss.
Yep.
Problem
Great
solved.
addition.
Now, Mommy steals your only way of escape, and watching Mommy kidnap Poppy makes her introduction all the more threatening.
And having her that close to you too is way creepier. Like before she was pretty far away in like version 1 especially. She's like halfway across the map. In this one she's like in your face, staring eye to eye with you. And it just,
Number 3,
it's way
the
creepier.
game station's lost designs.
Ooh.
Fans will remember that the game station features a giant mural of Mommy Longlegs, a playground
Yep.
for the kids,
Playground,
and
yep.
entrances to the station's 3 main games. But
Yep.
it didn't used to be this way. The original
Alright.
design
Oh, this is cool. I love seeing stuff like this. This is so cool. So wait, the original design, whoa. It looks kind of like a museum almost.
of the
Interesting.
game station was absolutely massive, and featured
Yeah,
a
that's
mural on the roof with a
big.
giant sun and moon illuminating the station.
A
Although
little
it looked
FNAF in there.
jaw-dropping, there were 2 major issues. It was unrealistically big and was completely empty. It didn't seem like it could have been
Yeah.
a real functioning location for kids. The second version featured
Whoa, that's cool though. I like that. That's very cool. But once again, yeah, it does feel very like empty. Like I don't know how they would put stuff. I mean, they could still put like the playground in there on like the left side and stuff like that. But whoa, I like the colors.
a
on
new
this.
design for the sun and moon, and a lot more color in the room to make it more inviting for the kids
Yeah.
who visit. However, it was still completely empty. So
Yep,
we went
hollow.
back to the drawing board, keeping in mind what a place like the game station would need to be a fully functional and realistic location. In the end, we shrunk the room, added a
Yep.
big playground for the kids to play in while they waited for their turn in the games, added structural supports for realism,
Yeah, makes sense.
catwalks for Playtime Co-employees to observe
some
the things
spider
going
webs.
on, and of course, added some classic Playtime Co-style branding. Number 4,
Yeah, that was
Musical
cool.
Memories Lost Design. Musical Memory used to have a much
this was
different
creepy.
aesthetic than it currently does. In the original version, the walls were completely covered in TV screens of various sizes that would display the name of the button that you're supposed to press. And the buttons you pressed
Okay,
during
that's
the
kinda
game used
cool.
to be suspended by big mechanical arms. The reason this design was abandoned was fairly straightforward. The aesthetic was too high-tech looking for Playtime Co.
Yeah.
The array of TVs and mechanical arms made the room feel closer to a spaceship than a toy factory. On top of that, we also decided that we wanted to include an area where Mommy Longlegs could watch you play, and that just wasn't going to work in a curved room with a bunch of TVs. Number 5.
That still would have been pretty cool, though. Like, that design, I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just, yeah, it doesn't really fit the whole... Then again, I mean, it could fit a toy factory if you really wanted it to, but I think the final design they went with is fine.
Cassie Cutie-pillar. Some of you may actually be aware of this one. Cassie
Cutie-pillar
Cutie-pillar was the original character that was going to be chasing you throughout the Statues game.
What
She was a giant caterpillar with a pink snout, beady eyes, and 2 antennae. Cassie actually appeared in the official Chapter 2 trailer before she was scrapped.
Oh, wow. I don't even remember. Like, I never even recognized that wasn't Pug-a-pillar. Interesting. Okay, so, yeah, they were there the whole time.
Though Cassie was cute, we felt we had the opportunity to make the character more unique by creating an unholy combination of 2 different animals. So we went back to the drawing board. We spent a long time picking the right face for this new character.
Yeah, I definitely think
didn't feel too goofy for the statue section
Pug-a-pillar's
of the game.
scarier.
Eventually, we settled on the design that would become PJ Pug-a-pillar. This was one of the later changes we made to Chapter 2, as we had already made a completely finished model of Cassie, complete with fur simulation.
Oh, look at the eyes! Oh, okay, the eyes on that one are a little unsettling, but that's...
eyeballs, as well as various art of Cassie throughout the game having to be swapped with the new PJ art. Number 6, Daisy the Flower and 7 other characters.
Oh, 7 other characters.
This is probably the most well-known one on the list. Very similar to Cassie Cutie-pillar, Daisy was the original character that was going to be lowering towards you during...
I think in our playthrough, I looked up and I was like, oh, here comes the sunflower, but it wasn't the sunflower. It ended up being Bunzo. I think I actually said that in our playthrough, because I think, yeah, I remember that.
The musical memory game. She was a flower marionette suspended on strings with a very unsettling face. Like Cassie, Daisy also appeared briefly in the trailer for Chapter 2.
Yep,
Daisy
see, that's what I remember.
Because we wanted a character with more theming, and a way to alert the player that death was getting closer and closer. And this is where things got difficult. We went through 7
oh my, look at all these.
Completely different character concepts
that is
for the musical
interesting
memory
to
toy.
see.
A monkey, a clown, a fox, a princess, a bluebird, another bird, a ballerina,
I will say the clown,
a ballerina bird, and finally, a bunny.
Yeah, okay, the clown, bunny, and the other one would have been the creepier choices, I feel like. Hold on, let's actually go back a little bit. So wait, there was...
completely
I mean, most of these aren't the scariest thing. That one in yellow is kind of creepy, but like the bird, not really all that scary.
A monkey.
That monkey would have been pretty spooky. Would have been pretty scary. See that thing like crawling around too. Also, you notice its legs are like arms. It's really weird. That thing would have been pretty scary. Okay.
A clown.
And then the clown too would have been pretty scary.
A princess. A bluebird. Another bird.
That one would have been kind of creepy. That one could have been creepy.
A ballerina bird. And finally, a bunny.
And yeah, the bunny, they did a good job. Even though Bunzo does not really look like that. I mean, I guess he could.
We liked the bunny because he had great theming with his symbols and clothes, as well as his symbols serving as a great audio tool as you hear him descending upon you in musical memory. After a few slight design tweaks and color variations, we finally got the Bunzo bunny we all know today. Daisy the Flower wasn't completely absent from Chapter 2, however.
Whoa, look at that jump scare.
Art and posters
See, that's why I thought she would show up somewhere in the chapter. Because like you see her everywhere in there, and look at this, they even have a jump scare.
Chapter 2.
That's cool.
However, as we see various art and posters of her throughout the game, as well as a full cardboard cutout with voice lines from Daisy.
So she's got to show up eventually,
Mommy
right?
Longlegs alternate designs.
Oh, this is gonna be cool.
Longlegs went through dozens of designs before she became the noodly pink maniac we all know today. 2 of these scrap designs.
Oh wow, look how tiny she is right there. That literally looks like it's from like Sister Location. I'm sure this is just like how they make toys. I don't know, but that's the first time I've ever seen something like this in Sister Location, like the Funtime animatronics. It's Funtime Mommy Longlegs.
Lines actually show up in Chapter 2 as old blue.
Oh, that one's creepy. Okay, I like that one.
Prints for Mommy Longlegs. Her first design was a noodly plush doll with button eyes.
The colors on it.
But
it looks like that looks like it's ripped straight from like Coraline though.
Was the problem. The design wasn't eerie enough. A few other things on top of that was she looked too young for her name to be Mommy. She didn't have enough resemblance to a spider for her Longlegs pun to make sense. And we wanted to try making her a plastic toy to make her feel more unique from Huggy Wuggy. For the next designs, we really tried...
What the heck is that? It looks like it's from like, I don't know, a Cartoon Network show where she's like a friendly like Avenger that goes and like saves people.
To push the spider look, as well as make her appearance a bit more creepy. She did look like a spider now, but too much so.
Okay.
To the point where we didn't think it would be realistic for Playtime Co. to create a toy like her. Another issue was this design didn't necessarily look like a toy at first glance either. The next designs really tried to push the creep factor in the face, and reel back a bit on the spider elements. This design pass is also where we came up with the idea of Mommy having limbs that could stretch.
Looks like a chameleon.
Originally, her limbs were going to extend in the form of plastic tubes, similar to the way a lightsaber toy would extend.
All right, that would have
This
been
design was scrapped because of the challenge of making her limbs bend while also being made of extending plastic tubes. The variation of colors also made her design feel too sporadic and complex.
Yeah,
to
that
solve these
character
problems,
looks like
we came up
all
with the
over the
concept
place.
of elastic plastic, a substance that Playtime co-created that can stretch like rubber but also retain its shape and position. We also simplified her color pattern and gave her a spherical waist similar to a spider's abdomen.
Man, it is a good thing that they did this stuff, because like that original monster, I think Mommy Longlegs ended up being perfect. Honestly, like it's way better than what they had before. And I just think she's a perfectly designed monster. So
we concepted a few
it's a good thing
alternate
they
designs
switched these
after
things
this one
around.
with more spider-like features. However, the problem from before still
Ooh, that one's creepy with the teeth, and how her legs are positioned right there is creepy.
persisted that it was too spider-like and creepy for Playtime Co. to have realistically made.
Yeah.
Number 8, the 6
Makes
lost
sense.
toys. From the beginning of Chapter 2, we knew we wanted to have new
see.
toys present in each of the games in the game station. These became Bunzo Bunny, the Mini Huggies, and PJ Pug-a-Pillar. But before those were made, we had
It's gonna
6
be more. Whoa, wait a minute. He's just zooming past these. Okay, so that thing right there could have been really creepy. For sure. That thing in the middle. That one, maybe not so much. Love bugs. Okay, they glow. Care Bears. Okay, so that's like what they're based off of.
potential characters
Okay, another like little sunflower type character.
created to fill these roles.
A robot dog, animatronic dog. Okay, that interesting. Still cool though. Yeah, I can see it.
Jolly Clown,
fitting
who
in.
went through a few design
Yeah.
iterations.
Oh, dude. Oh, that one's cool. That one I like. What the heck? That one's so cool.
Lovebug, who actually appears in Chapter 2 as a rejected toy. Psydog, a robot dog toy. Sunny
cool.
Buddy, who also appears as a rejected toy. Lily the
Okay.
Frog, a frog
That could have been cool too to see her like skating around. Hear her like rollerblading around.
on roller skates. And Monster Truck. That one kind of speaks for itself.
A monster
Number 9, the
truck.
quality control room and the production room. In Chapter 2, before entering musical memory, we take a detour to the molding room where you create the green electric hand. In an early version of the chapter, every game you go to was going to be paired with a factory room similar to the molding room. Whack-A-Wuggy had the production room, and Statues had the
that's cool.
quality control room. These rooms were never implemented into
I feel like this would have slowed down the game quite a bit though.
the game and were scrapped during the concept phase because they just seemed like unnecessary filler.
Yeah,
Number
see.
10, Mommy Longlegs' death scene. One of
Ooh.
Chapter 2's most infamous moments is the death of Mommy Longlegs. After minutes of running away from Mommy, you're backed into a corner with no way out. But just as all hope seems lost, you pull down a
Look at that convenient light that they placed there, by the way, to let you know that the switch is there.
lever that activates a grinder. Mommy's arm is pulled into the grinder and she desperately tries to escape, screaming for her life as she's slowly crushed to death. Now, you wouldn't think it, but there was actually quite a bit of debate behind the scenes about how Mommy should be pulled into the grinder. In the alternate version of Mommy's death, her head is actually pulled inside and
Oh, that is rough, man. Even the final version, I think the final version, this one would have been a lot less like disturbing because her head just gets smashed and then she's dead. But in the final one, to see her get like limb by limb pulled in while screaming for her life is way more disturbing. But yeah, this would have been interesting to see, but
grinded to a pulp, leaving her lifeless lower half to fall onto the floor. Here it is.
oh, so then Experiment 1006 would have taken her, the bottom part of her. Oh, this is so cool to see. So that means Experiment 1006 is taking like her legs or something, or feet. I don't know. What's he taking? Oh, okay, so no, just only her head pops.
Decided to scrap this version for 2 reasons. One, the imagery of Mommy's upper half being dragged away would be more resonant than her lower half being dragged away.
Yeah.
And 2, Mommy's head being grinded up might have just been too gruesome to show without the game getting an M rating. So there you go. Those were 10 lost secrets in Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. And in honor of Chapter 2's anniversary, we're doing a giveaway for 10 free copies
Wow.
of Chapter 2 on
Oh,
Steam.
guys, here, if you want to
Link
enter
in the
this,
description below if you want to
go to their channel and click that. That was really cool to see, though. That was cool to see like all of their like just behind the scenes stuff. This is one of the things me and Daco were talking. We're like, man, we wish FNAF would do stuff like this. Like Steel Wool and Scott and all of them, if they would release stuff like this, just to like show off, you know, what it went into working on these type of things. It's just so cool to see. Like, we would never know most of this existed unless they chose to share it with us. And I just think it's so cool. Like, it's one of those things that, like, if they made like a behind the scenes art book or whatever, I would definitely buy it, because like I just love that kind of stuff. And to be able to actually see one of the developers that actually knows all about the game and stuff like that break it all down in a video, I just think is such a cool thing that they did. Like, you can tell they're really trying to, like, you know, they care a lot about this series for sure. So this was really cool to see just everything that went into the chapter 2 in the background. I hope they do one for chapter 1, chapter 3, like all the chapters. I think this should be like a new thing that they come out with on the channel, because I think it's just that great and it's just so cool to see. Like, it's awesome. Anyways, guys, I'm in this video here though. That was 10 secrets in Poppy Playtime chapter 2. Pretty interesting. Very cool. Like I said, I want to see more of this. Hopefully they do. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.